Hey everyone, welcome back. Today I'm working on a ruined, corrupted stronghold where shadows reign. I started by removing the supports from a few resin prints. This one's called Witch Hunter Bastion from Bestiary Miniatures. And you also see a model, the Pax Corrod from Rescale Miniatures. There's also a third model, the model Drayton from Rescale Miniatures. You see more of him later. I'll leave links to all the models down below. For the base, I'm gluing a thin wood panel into an old picture frame I found. It's simple but perfect for the diorama. Next up, I'm cutting a thin sheet of XPS foam using my hot wire cutter. This will be the groundwork for the scene. I also cut a few extra pieces while I was at it, which I will use later to build up the structure. I'm adding 2 big scrap foam blocks to the base to build up some height. This will break up the flatness and create a multi-level layout. Now I'm gluing small foam bricks onto the blocks, building up ruined walls. I didn't aim for perfect symmetry. In these kind of settings, a bit of chaos makes it feel more believable. To the top of the left structure, I add a flat sheet of foam to create an overlooking platform. This spot becomes one of the focal points later in the build. I wanted to make the right structure a bit more interesting, so I added 2 small pillars to the wall and added a small pillar to the platform on the left. Now I'm making a simple staircase out of some foam pieces and stack them up towards the top of the left platform. A bit tedious, but it adds so much more to the scene and makes the weird corner less weird. I added another foam layer to the right part to give the upper level a bit more presence and balance. I carved in a brick pattern into a foam arch I made and glued it between the 2 main pillars. To break up the front edge, I glued down larger bricks, hinting at a crumbled lower level or an old walkway. This helps lead the eye more upward. I glued two big vertical pillars on top of the right structure. This helps the composition later on with the big model. I sketched in some roof tiles on top of the left structure, and later on added this to the lower floor too. I added a small stone base for a statue of a wolf I wanted to add under the arch to give a little bit more detail to the diorama, and glue them later on during the painting process. I sealed in everything with a mix of Mod Podge, plaster and grey paint. It hardens the foam and gives me a solid painting surface. I added in the stone base for the statue and the statue itself, and covered them with the same mixture of paint. Next I'm applying some Vallejo earth texture to dirty up the scene, and I blend everything together with some grey paint. It's now time for the base coat, a dark gold blue. This will act as the underlayer for the stone and gives the whole diorama a moody dead atmosphere. I am now dry brushing the structures. Each layer gets lighter, using less and less paint, and slowly brings out the details, again giving the stone a weathered look. I'm now covering the whole diorama in a pinner wash. I use some Vallejo uniform green, thinned down with water, letting it flow into the cracks and dabbing away the excess with a paper towel. Now you see some fragments of me painting the knight and the two demon models. I don't usually go into the painting tutorials, but if you'd like to see a full breakdown in the future, let me know in the comments. And hey, if you're enjoying this build, liking the video and subscribing really helps me out. Thanks for watching and sticking around. painting done, I'm gluing the models into place using some industrial super glue. Time for some gore. I mix silicone with village or gory red and smoothed it down with some isopropyl alcohol to create these wet, gory effects on the hammer, the severed head and the body below. Wear gloves and do this in a well ventilated space. I'm doing the same technique but with black paint to create a sort of creeping corruption. I added it to the tentacles and part of the ruined structures, as if the darkness itself is alive, slowly consuming everything. That's the last detail. Let's jump into the final shots. And again, thank you so much for watching.